got you out there.
Black Ops, area is hot. Consider all contacts hostile.
What is going on, everyone? DarkScheme here, bringing you some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer action, changing it up a little bit from the usual Halo videos. And today I'll be talking to you guys a little bit about competitive settings within both console shooters, both Call of Duty and Halo, as they are going in a different course of action for how competitive settings and competitive play will roll out, and the concerns from the community and from myself as well. So for those who are not really big followers of eSports, a quick breakdown and explanation and history of Call of Duty and Halo is that the competitive settings for both of these titles have always been affected by the voice of the competitive community, and they've always had a helping hand of what will be in the competitive settings and what will not be in the competitive settings. The cycle for each competitive title would always go from having the game when it launched, working on different settings, and having different versions of these competitive settings. Now it is a little bit different. Both Call of Duty and Halo have moved into this direction in which the developer is the one who decides what the competitive settings will be, and it kind of feels like the communities will have a little bit less of a voice in what will be within the game and what will not be within the game. And this is a big concern, and I'll be telling you guys why that is. But as of now, the developers decide what the competitive settings are by making the competitive settings as out of the box as possible. And what I mean by out of the box is that the game that casual players are used to is what the competitive settings will look like, with either added features or minimal changes to the game. So for the most part, the biggest thing with Black Ops 3 is that for competitive play, score streaks or kill streaks, whatever you'd like to call them, are within the competitive settings, but it is in the competitive settings because Call of Duty has a pick and ban system in which competitive play will become a more interesting and meta game before the game even starts. So it's a very interesting feature to have added to a game like this, and it is definitely inspired by games like League of Legends and Dota 2, in which you can pick and you can ban different heroes within the game. So for the most part, a pick and ban system and having developers decide what the competitive settings are has historically worked for the game, like League of Legends, like Dota 2, as I've mentioned. And it can work for Call of Duty, it can work for Halo, but like I stated, there are concerns. As competitive titles, both Call of Duty and Halo have had different settings, and for the most part, the developers have supported these settings in one way or another, and now more than ever, there is developer support for these titles. And because there is support, they also want growth, meaning that they want the casual community to be eased into the competitive settings by both playing the game and watching the game. They want the casual player to jump in, be able to see a Call of Duty stream, a Halo stream, having seen the tournament, realize that they may want to jump into the game or may want to continue to support the competitive side of the game and invest some sort of time and effort and money within the game. So the concern that is seen from both communities is that some features, some settings that are currently in the game for competitive play are seen as bad. And with the developer being the one to decide what will be within the game, what will not be within the game, and not as much as the community has in the past, some features may not be removed, some features may be tweaked and not fixed completely, and that is the biggest concern, and that is the biggest thing that really may hinder the competitive community, or it may not. We have really yet to see competitive play come out from both. We've seen a small Halo tournament, a small Call of Duty tournament, and for the most part it is interesting to watch and it's interesting to see, but the real settings aren't really there yet. They still need some work, they still need to roll out the official settings, but there are definitely things within the game that are concerning. Specifically for Call of Duty, score streaks are a thing. Even with the pick and ban system, there are other score streaks that feel like they should not be within the game. And of course, having the specialist, in which your character gets a super ability, and those abilities are extremely overpowered, aka every single specialist's power is so overpowered that it may just work within the game, or it may not. It really depends. For Halo specifically, radar comes into mind. Although radar is different in Halo, the radar is still a feature that competitive play has always removed. having no radar for competitive settings increased the skill gap for the game. It made the game more competitive. And I think that is the biggest concern for Call of Duty and for Halo, is making sure that the skill gap between a normal casual player and a smart competitive player is big enough so that both settings can work for both communities. So overall, you can see where the developers are coming from when they want to make their game more accessible and an easier transition going from casual to competitive play, but also watching a game and having a good experience. While this is a good move, I also believe that as a developer, you should also have faith that the players themselves will be smart enough to understand that certain features in the game should not be present in competitive play for balance reasons. Understandably, that is why the picks and ban system is in Call of Duty, and for Halo, that is why certain features have been altered from older Halo titles. But that is pretty much my entire rant for you guys. Hopefully there are some esports fans out there, because that is going to cater to my next question. What do you guys think about competitive settings and how these developers are deciding what will be within the game competitively and what will be out of the game? And if you're a big esports fan, how have developers supporting their game competitively helped the community, and have these communities had a voice in what worked for competitive play and what hasn't worked? Let me know in the comment section. I definitely want to hear your guys' opinion on this. And as always, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.